Part 2. Azure Moon. Garland Moon. The Golden Deer's Plea. The Kingdom Army has reclaimed the Kingdom capital and plans to immediately begin restoring the country and its forces. But an unexpected request arrives from Claude, leader of the Leicester Alliance. Dimitri promptly responds to the request for aid, and he rushes to prepare the kingdom's forces.
We have received a request for aid from the Alliance. They are being invaded by the Empire. We have only just taken back Ferdiad, and yet I am already asking all of you to move out once more. Please accept my apologies for that.
That's no problem at all. More importantly, how is the Alliance faring?
House Regan has rallied the Alliance Lords. They are facing the enemy with all the strength they can muster. We do not know how far that will get them. It seems the enemy's relentless attacks have forced them into a tough situation. Their defeat at Gronder severely weakened the Alliance. I imagine the Empire now intends to destroy them before they can recover.
To think they'd watch us chase their soldiers out of the Kingdom capital, then immediately go invade the Alliance. Their general is Lord Volkard von Arundel. He serves as regent to the Emperor. He has presumably taken command after the Emperor was wounded in Gronder.
He is known for his shrewdness and excels not only in domestic affairs, but tactics as well. He is not an opponent we should take lightly. Lord Arundel. I always suspected that Lord Arundel was behind the tragedy 9 years ago. The timing of his departure from the kingdom, the fact that he abruptly stopped making donations, too many factors made him suspect. If Lord Arundel conspired with Cornelia, then what Kronya and the others said 5 years ago? Well, never mind that for now. The Alliance needs our help. What are your thoughts?
If we turn our back on the Alliance, and then Deirdre falls, it will undoubtedly make our situation difficult further down the road. We would have enemies in two directions, in the Alliance to the northeast, and in the Empire to the south.
That is true. In that scenario, we would not be able to safely march our soldiers to Enbar.
I am terribly worried about Lady Rhea, but I believe we must save the Alliance first. Oh, maybe if we do this, the Alliance will help us out in return. We could ask them to help us attack the Empire. You know, a sneak attack or something.
Annie, when did you become so devious?
What would your mother think?
What? It wasn't that devious.
What do you think, Professor?
We must go to Deirdre. I will admit that there is something to be gained for us as well, for when we eventually march south. But far more importantly, they need us. We cannot turn our backs on them. We will arrange to head out at once. Prepare yourselves, everyone.
Hey, sorry for the wait, Professor. You've got excellent taste, Professor. This is great tea. Thank you so much. Ah, delicious. Yeah. Wow. You are really curious, aren't you? Eh, I'm glad you're like that. Wow. Thank you for the treat, Professor. I'd like to do this again sometime. Goose.
Let's see. So war finally comes to the Alliance territories. I don't mean that there's never been fighting on Alliance soil, of course. There have been countless skirmishes between neighboring lords, but this is an invasion by an army of the Empire. It's a whole different animal. I don't want to see my family get dragged into this. I hope we can drive back the Empire.
Boo!
Claude. Claude. Which one? It's just... I can't picture his face. Don't remember.
Whoa!
Okay.
Professor!
Okay.
How is this?
I am being told you can see the sea from Deirdre. Not just see, that it is right there in front of you. In Bridget, the sea has great closeness. I would be looking at it every day. But in Garrick Mach, we cannot look at the sea. So I am feeling drawn to Deirdre. Yes, I think the sea has much beauty. I am being in Bridget, but in Garrick.
Hey!
Professor?
Greetings, Professor. Deirdre, in time.
That reminds me.
Professor!
We took Ferdiad back, but I never found the time to go shopping there. When the war's over and the city is revitalized, I'd like to visit again. Will you come with me, Professor? Really? Oh, I'm so glad. Although, I suppose Claude, he's in big trouble. We have to help them, Professor. I know we can't lose with you on our side.
Hey!
Welcome! Will this one do? Many thanks. Will this one do? Many thanks. Come back soon.
Hello there. This one, yes? I thank you. This one, yes? I thank you. Return soon, please. Hello!
Will this one do? It's all yours. It's all yours. It's all yours. Take it. It's all yours. Take it. Will this one do? Tell your friends.
Hello there. This one, yes? I thank you. Return soon, please.
Professor?
Let's see. It was over 20 years ago. There was an illness raging across Ferdiad. Our people were dying left and right. It was Cornelia who saved the kingdom from that dreadful illness. Neither can I. By the time I was old enough to understand, that time had already passed. People praised Cornelia as a saint for ending the epidemic. But there came a day when she completely changed. Her behavior, mannerisms, likes, dislikes, everything. Despite all that, Father still appointed her to a high post. After all, she had saved the kingdom from ruin by that disease. But above all, my stepmother trusted her. That's why what that woman said is... Never mind.
Lord Rodrigue Fraldarius has passed on. Margrave Gautier has assumed his position and is now gathering the lords of the Eastern Territories. House Gautier is equal in prestige to House Fraldarius. Sylvain is a Gautier. These lords are reorganizing the Fargus army and eradicating any remaining factions that claim allegiance to the Empire. Of course, His Highness is being kept apprised with regular reports, but it falls to me to monitor him and ensure he does not try to take on too much. I would ask you to do the same. If you take your eyes off that man, even for a moment, he is liable to do something rash.
This experience is...
Deirdre, the aquatic capital. I've heard it's a magnificent city, you know? If we're going, I wish it wasn't to wage war. It'd be more fun to visit with a cute girl on my arm. Oh, come on. Let a guy dream.
This experience is critical.
I have been wondering something. If I had not been your student, where would I be right now? Oh, do you ever think about that sort of thing, Professor? So you do think about such questions. You can never find answers, though, right? We cannot turn back time, so there is no way to go back and try a different path.
One to remember.
I'll cut you down!
One to remember.
Breathe my thoughts!
You haven't earned my pity. One to remember.
Too slow!
It was meant to be.
My cooking is so good, it's been called seductive. Should I show you what I can do, Professor? Right. I do so enjoy cutting up vegetables in preparation to cook. So I'll do that and leave you with the cleanup. Oh.
That reminds me. A hungry hero is no better than a well-fed soldier. Do you know that saying? No, if you're hungry, you're never going to be at full strength. Keep your belly... I like this dish.
I like this.
This is so good. Can
I appreciate any...
Looks good.
This looks delicious.
Claude, eh? He always was sharp among his peers. Never let himself get caught up in conventions. I'd like to save him if we can. You may be right.
Considered traveling to the Empire, to the Kingdom, and then all... Everyone certainly is busy. Perhaps it's not a bad thing now that I think about it. If we were only busy, then I think I would be fine. I'd be able... But if I napped now, I suspect that soon enough I'd find myself busy dying.
Even if we do enter Alliance territory, we're not gonna find Lady Rhea there. I wish we could leave Claude be and go attack the Empire. I suppose if we can't beat the Empire forces here, then we can't get into the Empire lands, can we? I guess that just means it's hard work time, huh, Professor?
Really?
It seems Dimitri has become downright charitable. But I believe he is operating under a serious misapprehension. It may appear as if Claude is appealing to Dimitri for aid, but that is not what is happening here. That's not it either. I see it got by you as well. Claude has asked for reinforcements from here because he knows that I am here. Simply put, he is not throwing himself on Dimitri's mercy, he is throwing himself on mine. I suppose there is nothing else for it, is there? We cannot turn our backs on those in need. Let us grant...
Hello there!
So House Regan has regained its influence in the Alliance and is gathering forces. Claude always was somewhat inscrutable. It's strange somehow to hear talk of his brilliance as the leader of the Alliance.
The pro-imperialist lords who have let the Empire in have their hands tied. Houses Ardelia and Gloucester are exposed and likely caught off guard. That must mean that Claude's allies are... Geographically, it would be hard for him to commit his forces. And logically, it wouldn't. Whatever the situation, Claude's military strength is lacking. And what's more, they suffered casualties. I don't know how long the Alliance forces will be able to hold out against the Empire. We've got to move quickly, or...
What do you think?
What do you think? Remember the Death Knight who stabbed me 5 years ago? Well, it turns out he's a general in the Imperial Army. But it looks like he's not at Deirdre. Like every man in my life, he's run away. And he better run. One day I'm gonna find that guy and pay him back for...
What do you think?
Speaking with the capital recaptured, I desire to call him Your Majesty rather than Your Highness. He would refuse my desire, rightfully pointing out that he has not as yet been crowned. However, the day this war is ended and the Church has placed the crown upon his head, then he will truly be our king. And I must go hear the reports from our spies. There is something worrying me and... No, I shall tell you more when our information is more concrete.
You plan to aid Claude, do you not? Huh, I think that is absolutely marvelous. Being opposing forces at the Battle of Gronder was ill-fated. It hurt to side against him. I am happy that things have taken a brighter turn now.
I thought there was a chance that Cornelia had captured Lady Rhea, but it seems that is not the case. Our next foe, Lord Arundel, was once a pious adherent to the Saros Creed. His contributions to the Church stopped quite abruptly some time ago. I think it is likely the man knows something. I thought there was his contribution.
You planned being it hurts.
Cornelia Arnhem.
That's a familiar name, yeah. My understanding is, shortly after I left the Empire, unlike myself, Cornelia traveled to the kingdom. Apparently, she halted a plague and was rewarded with a quite powerful appointment. That such an outstanding researcher should fall to such depravity. Sickening, Professor, and quite sad.
My uncle gave me some of my father's belongings, weapons, books. But there was something else that my old man really wanted to pass down. He wanted me to inherit his mission, ensuring that Dimitri ascends the throne. Or so I believe.
Pardon me.
Dimitri is going to Claude's aid. How great is that? It's like we've gone back to how things were 5 years ago. Just imagine if 80 was there too. I suppose you can't ever really go back to the way things were in the past.
Need something? See you again soon.
The very same night we liberated the capital, a messenger arrived from Deirdre. Claude must have predicted that we'd retake it. Claude's a hard person to read. It's obvious not much escapes his eye, though. Kind of unsettling, honestly.
I went to visit my adoptive father at his home in the capital. He used to grovel at Cornelia's feet when the city was under her control. But after it was liberated, he started courting the kingdom instead. Absolutely. He's hopeless. I suppose when you're a merchant, that's all you know. No matter what becomes of the world, it'll always be plagued by people like him.
Deirdre, huh? I've always wanted to go there. In Fargus, most of the towns are pretty much glorified fortresses. So, to hear about a place called the Aquatic Capital, it just sounds so elegant. When the war's over, I hope I can visit with everyone there.
Guess this doesn't end with liberating the kingdom capital. Deirdre is next. That prince really works his people hard, doesn't he? Or should I be calling him whatever the title is? He'll always be Dimitri.
Didn't they used to call Claude the master tactician?
I want a nickname too. Maybe I'll get one if I can rescue him at I'll come up with a plan that's even better than his and earn a nickname for sure.
I'm glad Dimitri and Claude don't have to fight one another. I am the daughter of an Alliance Lord, though. So I suppose that goes without having to fight with your former classmates is just so terribly sad.
This...
This...
War is an effective teacher. I...
I have to ask. Of course.
Professor.
Thank you.
I am confident in our chances.
Right. No time.
We completed our task without incident.